Good morning, class. Today's lesson is the lesson 13.1, find a fraction of a number. Go to the page 253 and to page 254. The objective of the class is to find a fraction of a number by multiply and divide. Let's start now. In this case, we're going to do to find each part. This exactly as we saw on the lesson 13.2 unit fraction, only you have a different number in the numerator. This is not a unit fraction. So how to solve this problem? We copy the problem again before. Instead of, we put an x multiply symbol, and 16, remember when you have a whole number you put a 1 below. And now let's multiply. 3 times 16 and 4 times 1. We need to multiply. 3 times 16. 3 times 16 is 48. It's 48. And 4 times 1 is 4. Now we need to divide. 48 divided by 4. Do it separate. If you have a problems, do it mentally. Okay, how many times 4 is in 4? 1 time. You have to write 1, subtract 0. This number is going down. You have 8. How many times 4 is in 8? 2 times. 2 times 4, 8. Subtract 0. Okay, the answer here is a whole number, 2. Try to do the same for another problems. Let me do the problem number 3 on the same page, 253. And this problem said 3/16 of 224. How to solve this problem? Remember, you copy the same fraction. Instead of, you put an x or multiplication symbol and write 224 and put a 1 below. Now you need to multiply. Remember how to multiply? You have to multiply 3 times 24. 224 is 672. And another is 16 times 1 is 16. Now we need to divide this. 672, let's divide by 16. How many times 16 is in 72? Is 4 times. 4 times 16 is 64. Let's subtract 3. Here is 0. Let's write correctly the number 3. This number is going down. Now we have 32. How many times 16 is in 32? Is 2 times. 2 times 16 is 32. Subtract 0. Again, my answer in this case is 42. You have to do exactly the same for another problems. Let's do another. Let me change this. Okay, I have another problem. Let's do the find each sale price. This is commonly used in when you have something on discount, or and especially in the discount in the mall and another store. For example, if you wanna buy something with a lower price, is 5/6 of a price. What does this mean? That the real price is $36. You only going to pay 5/6. This 5/6 of the price of 36. What is this? We need to find the sale price. Here a shirt, yeah, something like here, and this costs $36, like this, but it has a discount. The discount is You only pay 56 of the original price. How much is this? We're going to find it. Let's figure this. 56. Remember, all of this you put in a multiplication. Now the original price, write it, and you put a 1 under the original price, below the original price in the denominator, and we need to multiply. 5 times 36 is 180. 6 times 1, 6, and we need to divide in this case. In this case you need to divide. How many times 6 is in 18? 3 times 6 is 18. Subtract 0. This coming down is 0. How many times 6 is in 0? 0 times. Copy the 0, and that's your answer. 30. Okay, you only going to pay $30 because that is the 56 of the original price. What about the problem number 6? In the problem number 6, you imagine your mother buying an expensive purse here for her for the Mother's Day. You want to buy something for your mother. That will be really nice for her. I really want one of this. Okay, but the problem is the original price. This is the original price. You probably scared a lot because it costs $672, but especially have a discount, and this discount you only paid 2/3 of the original price. How much is it? You need to know how much you need to pay for it. Okay, the problem is 2/3 of the original price, but the original price is 672, and let's find out how much you have to pay for it. Okay, here I'm 672. Put a 1 in the denominator, and now we need to multiply. Remember, numerator with numerator, denominator with denominator. Let's multiply. 2 times 672 is 1,344, and divide by 3. We need to divide by 3. How many times 3 is in 13? 4 times. 4 times 3 is 12. So subtract 1. This coming down. I have 14. How many times 3 is in 14? How many times 3 is in 14? 4 times. 4 times 3 is 12. Subtract 2. And this is coming down. Now you have 4. 24. How many times 3 is in 24? 8 times. 8 times 3 is 24. Subtraction 0. Okay, that is your answer. Now let's do this. That is equal to half 448, and that's going to pay for it. That's one. It's just 2/3 of the original price. Remember, the original price, you're not gonna pay 672. You're going to pay $448. Remember, don't forget to write the symbol. Let's do a problem that's in the page 254. Is the problem 19. How to complete this table? You need to complete the table using the information that is in the table. Let's write it. This is the sale. The sale is 2/5 of the original price. 2/5. You need to find the sale price. The sale price. How to solve this problem? How to fill the table? I only help you how to fill it. Remember, 2/5. You need to multiply times the original price and put a number below, and you have to solve it by yourself. And the answer, you must write it here on this part. Let me help you. Just starting the second price. Remember, the sale price of is 2/5 and the original price, you don't have to write this, but I do only for you understand, is 140. How to solve this? 2/5 times 140. Put a 1 over and multiply. The answer you need to fill out this part, the answer. Do exactly the same. Let's skip the step. 2/5 is the sale of, multiplied by the original price. The original price is 585. Put a 1 over in the denominator and remember, multiply and then divide. And the answer you need to write the answer here, but don't forget to write the dollar symbol. Fraction, equivalent fraction first. What is an equivalent fraction? In math, equivalent fraction can be defined as a fraction with different numerators and denominators that represent the same value or proportion of a whole. Or this could be this fraction look different but has the same value. We have some example here. Here is an equivalent fraction. An equivalent fraction of 1 unit. This is my example. This is my 1 unit. I want for the unit only 1/2. What is the equivalent fraction of 1/2? That's what I want to wonder. What I want in this case to figure out what is the equivalent fraction of 1/2. In this case, this the same amount. Like if you see here, the same amount of 1/2. In this case, is exactly the same that have 2/4. Can you see that? Okay, 2/4 is the same that have 1/2. 2/4 or 2/4 is the same they have 1/2. Let's see another equivalent fraction to 1/2. For example, this if the unit I divide here, if the unit divide in 6 parts, exactly the middle are 3. Let's see. 1, 2, and 3. 3 equal parts. Okay, now let's compare. If that's true, 1/2 is exactly the same that 3/6. Okay, now we can say now the equivalent fraction of 1/2 is 2/4 of 2/4 and 3/6. And it's good. Let's find another equivalent fraction to 1/2. If we divide the unit in 10 equal parts, like here, and to the left, the middle or exactly half of 10 is 5. That's 5, right? So I'm going to take 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, right? That's supposed to be 5 parts of exactly the same to have half of a unit. Let's check. If you see, it's exactly the middle. 5/10 is the same as 3/6, and at the same time the same as 2/4. That is 1/2. Now, so my next equivalent fraction is 5/10. Okay, that's my example to find an equivalent fraction. If we take this, the last unit divided into 12 parts. Well, the half part of the equivalent fraction 1/2. 1, 2, the middle. What is the half of 2? Is the half of 12 is 6, right? 6. Let's check now. If I have 1/2, it's the same as 2/4 or 2/4. It's the same as 3/6. It's the same amount as 5/10, and the same It's a little separate, but it's the same that. Let me put in these sums together like this. And I get exactly the same. Look in here. To say half, 5, 6 bar, 12. That's our equivalent fraction is right here. And 1/2 is the same as half. My case was 6, 12. Okay, these are equivalent fractions. Here. What is the equivalent fraction? 1/3 is the same by how 1, 2, 3, 9. So let me write the number 3. It's coming here. Okay, 3. Let's continue. If I have 1/2, I need to know the equivalent fraction of tenths. In this case, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's click on 5. Let's try to do 1/2, the equivalent fraction in unit that's divided in 6 parts. 1, 2, 3. In this case, is 3/6. Very good. Let's do to 1/4. The unit is divided in quarters, in 4 parts. And if my unit unit is divided in 12 parts, what is the equivalent fraction of 1/4? To be exactly the same, 1 to 3 is 3/12. Right, you have to write in your book, go to page 252 and write the missing numerator. The missing numerator is in order to find the equivalent fraction. On this case, let's suppose that we have something like a circle. What is my equivalent fraction to 1/2 to have exactly the same amount? Okay, the equal parts to 1/2 is, in this case, 2/4. 2/4. Now my missing number here is 1/2. It's exactly the same time 2/4. That's only have to do it in the book. What is the number? You have to count 1, 2. Oh, okay, you have to write it here 2. That you have to complete your book. Only finding the missing number according to the picture that you have in the problem on the page. I need to know what is the equivalent fraction of 3/8, another unit that's divided in 16 parts. Like this. It's the double. Okay, on this case, I need to find an equivalent fraction. My equivalent fraction, remember, it has the same amount here, which are equivalent or have the same amount. The unit different one has more parts than another. Okay, if both picture has the same amount but a different fraction, what is the equivalent fraction of 3/8? Okay, in this case we need to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, let's write it. 16 is the same that 3/8. That's an unequivalent fraction. Only need to count how many shades is the missing number, the missing part in the next fraction.